Hello and welcome to this edition of Bayou Time. I'm your host, Keith Whiteside, licensed clinical social worker with Chair One Home Care. Very glad you're joining us. However, you may be joining us, I appreciate it very, very much. Always glad to get updates from those people who are making difference in our community. We know this one does it all the time, every day. Welcome back, Sheriff Tim Saunier.
Thank you, Keith.
Absolutely. Appreciate you being here. Of course, Sheriff in Terrebonne Parish. And man, one of those things is we see kind of what's happening out and about, a lot of heat out there for the summer, but boy, you guys have a lot going on with the sheriff's office.
We absolutely have a lot of things going on. As you know, our old motor pool,
Right?
that has now become our criminal investigative division. I mean, we were kind of packed, but now we advanced a lot of our internal operations where it's a lot smoother.
Okay.
We have a special victims unit, and we've had conversations about where I have violent crimes and I have special victims property crimes. Well, we've taken the front of that building, we revamped it. Now I got a special victims unit, and they
Oh,
have their
wow.
offices. We have for the children and all. We have places for the children. We have a lot of things that makes it much more fluent for our investigations, makes it a lot more comfortable for our victims. And
See-
to me, it's important for those. And so we've able to set a lot of those things in place that's doing very well for our investigators when they're out there doing the job every day.
And being able to gather that information where they're comfortable, where your team has a great setup. And look, and for victims of all ages, comfort really matters. So having a warm, inviting space for them, that makes a huge difference.
Absolutely. And so we've been able to create that infrastructure there and the facility to meet that need.
Right.
And so we've gone to, repurposing some of our buildings
Mm-hmm.
since the hurricane. So we've been able to do some very good things that's going to make it a lot better for our community, to better serve our community.
Well, and anything, it's really interesting. We talk about the little things, right? How the little things go a long, long way. If we've got a victim that comes in and they're much more comfortable to start, that makes that investigation go so much more smoothly.
Absolutely.
Right.
And it was important that we created that environment
Very
to do
nice.
exactly that.
Very strategic. And I know the strategic planning that your team has is outstanding, and the fact that you've got so many people that can actually just get those things done internally.
And
Right?
that's been a very good thing. Absolutely. We have a lot of talent within our office,
Mm-hmm.
from people that can do drafting, people with contractor's license, and electricians,
Right.
and air conditioning, and all of the things that we can build our infrastructure and do it at a very reasonable cost, so we can expand that, and we're
Right.
getting the most for our money,
Right.
which we're investing.
Yeah.
But we're creating an environment. It's not like, we can look at this as like, okay, we can design it.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody can look at its functionality. How is it going to benefit? How is it going to move us forward
Right.
from day-to-day operations to an emergency?
And we don't have to source those things out, which becomes so much more expensive.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And
it's just-
and that's been a very good benefit. And
Yeah.
I'm very blessed with the talent we have in our
Right.
office.
And you have some people that can do multiple things, right?
Absolutely.
There are lots of people with lots of hats,
That's absolutely correct.
you know?
And I mean, in this job, you have to have a lot of versatility.
Mm-hmm.
And not only just the law enforcement aspect, but everything else that keeps us moving.
Right, right. So that's the part with the special victims and all of those violent crimes there that y'all can see and do those things there.
Yes.
What are some other changes that we've seen?
Some of those particulars down in Gray, as we
Right.
got new facility there, we started building office spaces where our tax office is going to be in Gray.
Oh, wow.
I mean, we're going to have a drop box. It's still going to be conveniences, but parking's good. You can go get in, get out, and we're revamping those offices. I'm expanding our logistics, where mostly all of our logistics headquarters administration is there. But as a sheriff or anybody that's got to run a large operation, having logistics at your fingertips and everything's there that can better serve your officers that's doing the job day to day,
Right.
that's out there serving the community. It's very important. So we're going to be able to. There's going to be some moves happening very soon from our tax
Okay.
office.
Okay.
My bookkeeping. There's going to be a lot of shifting around, but we're building and slowly but surely reforming on where everything's going to be much fluent, and I think it's going to be much better for our community.
Right. And much like you said, vacating that old motor pool and having the motor pool there, having the motor pool part of and right next to where all of your main offices are, that's so much easier.
Absolutely.
You know, think about the gas that's saved between the motor pool and the old sheriff's office downtown,
That's right. And logistics. I mean, we get our own fuel, and
right?
when you talk about fuel, we have tanks now in gray.
Right?
I still have tanks at my old motor pool, which is
Right.
now my criminal investigative division, which my patrol operates out of. All of my detectives operate out of, and that makes a good portion of my enforcement. Well, that part of enforcement, the fuel tanks are there. So when we get our own fuel from outside, that it saves a lot of money for the function. But there's a lot of conveniences. And I spoke somebody yesterday, and I said, there's things about when we talk about customer service in law enforcement. We have to have enough officers to get out there, solve the crimes for the victims, because those are our customers.
That's right.
And that's our community.
Right.
So customer service externally, but customer service internally is equally important. I have 315 officers in our office. If their car breaks, their unit breaks, I have mechanics. They get on it. They fix it.
Right.
When there's an IT problem, I have IT staff. They get on it.
They
fix it.
Right.
When there's something logistically needed by our guys that's doing a job every day, we have it available to them. We can make it happen. You remember, those are the guys that are doing the job out there for that customer service. So we got to be
You're
that,
providing
that
the customer
servant
service
leadership.
internally.
That servant leadership and that infrastructure has to be there for our people to better serve.
And it just, everything made sense about it. Right there behind the EOC, everything that you can do right there with some space to really grow as needed. And y'all started, and now we see some of that expansion, as you mentioned.
Yes, like I said, we're building office spaces. We're kind of moving certain things out of the courthouse. It's going to be more centrally located, obviously up north, but parking, quicker service,
Right.
and that's just the public. And I'd like to add something. We've also partnered with the food bank,
Right.
and that is a distribution site. I'm using that area as a distribute. We partner with the food bank, with a local church in the area, and we have the perfect facility to help once a month, and where we're as another distribution point for our community up at the north end of the parish.
And so very valuable. And I got to tell you, I was passing by yesterday. I'm fortunate that I get to check in on my parents around lunchtime. Went and checked in on them, and I got to pass by one of the distribution centers, and there were cars wrapped around 2 blocks in East Houma. It's just one of the options where they have it. It's where they can do it. But talking about the ease of being able to provide that for people, partnering, it's one of the things we talk about all the time, partnering with some of those area agencies and what they're doing, a church, the Churches United Food Bank, and being able to take care of our people. I was thinking about that because I drove around to see if there was some problem, and I realized it was a distribution center, and that's what they were doing. They were handing out commodities.
So what they're doing is they bring this stuff on a Friday,
Right.
and we do it on a Saturday.
Right.
That a local church like right down the road, but we have a better layout, and so we partner with them, and it's like, okay, y'all come here. We're going to support the operation. We have the space. They did all the training working with Lawrence Dehart with the
Right.
food bank. They did all the training, so we allow that to happen there, and then we're supporting that. I said, you know what, that's a good thing for our community,
Absolutely.
and so we're 100% behind it, and we're blessed that we can do it.
Well, and you got the space, you've got the time. They can come on Friday and deliver everything on Saturday, starting on Saturday mornings. And it's such a great opportunity to be a part of that as a group that's always tried to donate to that organization. And as y'all partner, helping them with that, being able to see the difference that makes. Right?
Absolutely.
It's about taking care of the people of Terrebonne Parish.
And the size of our facility allows us to do those types of things where before it would have been rather difficult.
Yeah, it would have been difficult to do at the downtown location. It would have been difficult to do at where the motor pool was previously. I mean, all of that, when you have space, we have area to do a lot more.
And so, it's just opened up a lot of things. It's like, I guess when you get an operation, you go on so long, it's like a plant. You kind of root bound, but when you have something bigger, those roots really get to expand. Things just open up, and it helps everyone.
You know, it's really interesting from a gardening standpoint. One of those things that, believe it or not, the food bank partners with a lot of those gardens that they do. But if you've got this small box, you can only grow so much.
That's correct.
Right? And it's interesting that alliterative term, you can only grow so many things. when you have much more space, you can grow so many. You have place and room to grow outside of that small box.
And, I think a lot of the moves that we've had over the last 3 years are different. I mean, our officers are flourishing. They have a place that's theirs. They're proud. Our guys are out there doing, I think, for the most part, our morale's up.
Yeah, remarkable work in the field.
And they're doing good work out in the field from our intelligence side to our detectives and our police officers on the road. I mean, look, we're still hiring.
Right.
We haven't stopped hiring.
Right.
I want more officers.
Yeah.
And we're doing what we can to do that part to produce more officers. I mean, we've increased about 8, 9%, 10% since Hurricane Ida.
Which is remarkable because I don't know that many other entities in the state can say that where it comes to law enforcement, right? Where we're seeing all these other places really struggling, y'all are growing.
We're growing, and we're doing well, and honestly, I think we're really blessed.
Yeah.
I'm truly blessed with my officers, our team, our staff, that allows the success that we're moving, the direction we're heading.
And we can talk about how proud you are because you are, and we can talk about how great your group is, but when it comes from another agency, like Captain Brendan Mathern over in Lafourche Parish, and the fact that he spent a great deal of time talking about the partnership and how this recent arrest for them wouldn't have taken place without the help of Terrebonne Parish and St. Mary Parish. That's one of those things that allows for us to really do good work, those partnerships across parish lines. It doesn't happen like that everywhere,
No.
but it happens down here.
We're truly blessed with Lafourche. We work hand in hand with them. We work
Right.
hand in hand with Houma Police Department.
Right,
We
right.
work very close. I mean, the Troop C commander, I
Right.
call him about every couple weeks, see how he's
Right.
doing. You need anything, we're here.
Right.
And he checks on us, and it's like one of those things is like whatever I have that can help you, we have, it's yours.
Right.
And vice versa, whatever they can do. But that we share that among our local parish, because you know what? The bottom line, this is our citizens, our people. And there's no boundary. You can call it a parish, but there's no boundary.
Wow.
This is our people.
This is one team.
And
right?
we have to protect our people, and we have to do and share our resources. Everybody deserves peace,
Right.
and we got to fight to make sure that happens.
Right. And it's all about keeping people safe and keeping people with the peace that they need. Both of those things so very
Absolutely.
valuable. And again, it's just one of those compliments that I need to be able to share with you. Those are the things that come to me. I got to be able to tell you about your team and how proud that is. And we talk about it, but it's not just being talked about, it's being done. Listen, you spend a lot of time helping the people in the community. Every time we have a fundraiser, no matter what it's for, I see you there. And I'm just thankful for that. So it's just a big deal.
And it is a big deal. And the subject, that's where the idea came from. It's like
Okay.
all nonprofit organizations, all of these functions, all of these organizations that raise money
Mm-hmm.
for a great cause. I said, these things, and I have to support those things. That's the best thing we can do is support these organizations
Right.
that are helping people. So, and that's really essentially the concept of Hero Festival.
What Hero Fest is. Okay.
Is what it is.
Okay.
As far as law enforcement, firefighters, our first responders, everybody calls us heroes.
Mhm.
And you know what? We appreciate it. We appreciate the support. We wouldn't have it any other way because that's what we like to do to help people
Right.
all the time. But the concept of the Hero Festival, we created a venue as first responders. We created a venue where all nonprofit organizations can function and raise money for their cause.
Wow. I love it.
So when I say hero, every organization is a hero.
Right.
That's
the
they're doing
heroic
good.
work. Right.
They're doing the work. They're doing that, and we created one venue. I mean, we've had unfortunate incidents that's happened to our family members of our first responders,
Right.
and we do a plate lunch. And we'll raise money, do a plate lunch to try to help the families, and passing a hat to help whatever we can do. And we've done several plate lunches and those type of things throughout the year. And the idea is like, there's a lot of functions we go to. We support other nonprofits.
Mm-hmm.
We sponsor those, and we do things for our first responders. Is that how about if we create a big festival where everybody gets to come together as a community and highlight all of it
Right. And raise a lot more money.
and raise a lot more money, where it's a festival where people in our community and our surrounding communities come in and enjoy and raise money for all of them.
I love it. I love it.
And
Go ahead.
so that
go ahead,
that's
Tim.
really the
That's where the
idea.
concept came. Okay. Aaron, flesh that up if you don't mind. I want to let people know what this is about. Hero Fest, where we are supporting the heroes of Terrebonne Parish. It's going to be September 22nd, 23rd, and 24th, 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. On Friday, it's 5 to 12. On Saturday, it is 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. And on Sunday, it's 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. It is going to be a fantastic event. They're going to have the Po' Boys out there. We got Cane Breakers, Rough and Ready. Casey and Johnny are performing. Cliff and the Side Piece Band, we and Mrs. Jones. It is going to be a fantastic weekend to really celebrate. You can come out all 3 of those days. And again, the money is going to support the first responders of Terrebonne Parish, all of those first responders. And so there's going to be lots of music, as we mentioned, lots of different food. And so we have not only food, the Po' Boys performing, but also food you can eat. So you got the best of both worlds there. Rides as well, a craft show, so much more. And it's going to take place at the Barry P. Bonvillain Civic Center right there in downtown Houma. So really excited about that. So Aaron, thank you. I appreciate it. But it's nice to be able to have the leadership and the partnership. Those two things go hand in hand when we're trying to make things better for our community.
And this festival is exactly to bring it all together.
Yeah.
And our other nonprofit organizations from water safety awareness. I mean, those guys, I love those guys.
Yeah, yeah.
Because, we're surrounded by water, and they raise money for swimming lessons for children, life jackets for life.
Yeah, Joey does a great job.
And you know
with
what?
that stuff.
Those type of things, they're all heroes.
Yeah. And they took a very difficult situation in their own family and paid it forward. And isn't it remarkable to be able to see people have that strength of character?
And it's those type of organizations that we want out there.
Yeah.
And it gives them the opportunity to raise money for their cause.
Right.
We created infrastructure. We can raise money for our cause, but at the end of the day, it's all helping our community.
Yeah. And again, that's what it's about, being able to share that and let people know. So again, I want to put that back up there, Aaron. I want people to know the Hero Fest. And again, it is supporting the heroes of Terrebonne Parish. It is supporting the first responders of Terrebonne Parish. Friday, September 22nd, Saturday, September 23rd, and Sunday, September 24th. Lots of great music out there. Some of my favorite bands are going to be there. We have additional artists to come, but they're going to have music for sure. They're going to have food, lots of rides, a craft show, so much more. And again, those times, just so you know, from 5 to 12 p.m. on Friday, on Saturday from 11 a.m. to 12 a.m., a long, fun day on Saturday. And then on Sunday from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Come on out, spend some money, be able to really enjoy yourself and your family, and be able to do it for a very good cause. And so, Tim, I'm really thankful that we are able to kind of sit and talk about the positives. We spend so much time having to focus on breaking news, about negative things. Everything that we've been able to talk about today, all 3 of our segments today, have been about some of the positives that you guys have seen: partnership, leadership, and honoring those people who are doing the hard work. I can't thank you enough for coming on to do that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We're very blessed.
Yeah, you keep saying blessed, and I know you're humbled by that, but we're thankful for what you do and the changes that have been made to move the parish forward, certainly through the eyes of law enforcement. So we're glad that you've done it. We appreciate it. All right, guys, and that's going to do it for this particular segment. Very glad that we were able to spend some time with Sheriff Tim Saunier and all the positive things happening right here in Terrebonne Parish. Take some time, find out about Hero Fest. Go and spend some time, September 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. I look forward to seeing you there. And that'll do it for Bayou Time. Don't go anywhere. A lot more local programming right here on HTV.